Hi, this is Steph with BelladonnaDyes, and today we're going to make a double fanfold ice dye in the muck hoodie. Fold the hoodie in half, line everything up, and smooth it out. So I know it seems tedious, and you watch me every video just really work on getting things nice and smooth, but this is the foundation for the entire project. You need everything lined up, you need it smooth, you need to fold it properly, because this is what's going to create the nice end result. Using a washable marker and a piece of kite string, mark out your pattern. Fan fold this line, making it as straight as possible. This hoodie is really thick, and so it took me a couple of tries, but I think this was the third time's the charm on this one. Secure it with kite string or rubber bands, whichever you prefer. Sorry, I know my head is in the way, but I am actually leaning on this hoodie trying to hold it into place. This is the sleeve portion of the hoodie. I'm going to pleat fold it, and then I'm going to secure it with kite string. I'm going to work my way all the way down to the cuff, and then I'm going to work my way all the way back up where I started and secure it with a simple double knot. this kite string is driving me nuts. This is why I always use rubber bands. So let me give you a little tip. If you keep the string close to the dowel and just wrap it, it doesn't get all tangled up and make you crazy like it's doing to me. This is the main part of our pattern. It's the double arc. Secure it well with kite string or rubber bands, whichever you are using, whichever you prefer. This hoodie is a beast. I'm throwing everything at it at this point. I'm using rubber bands and kite string, anything I can to just get it secure. So you notice that I keep squeezing the hoodie tight. I want it to be nice and snug, that way you get some definition in your dye, especially when you're muck dyeing. If it's really loose, it's just going to turn into all one color. So we finally made it to the hood portion of the hoodie, and just pleat fold it, make it nice and snug, and then secure it with rubber bands, or you can continue on with the kite string. I just really like rubber bands. Now that we got our hoodie all tied up and secure, we're going to move into the dye process, and we're going to do dye under ice for this project. I use disposable spoons, and I use 1 spoon for each pot of dye. I really do not want to cross-contaminate. Even though these colors are very similar, I don't want one little drop of blue violet getting into my red violet. You know what I mean? So I have the pattern of the dye laid out, and now I'm just going to thicken up the lines and go back over it. And then I'm also going to continue on and finish up the parts that I didn't put dye on in the first place. Using the back of one of the spoons, I'm going to smooth the dye onto the hoodie. I don't want the dye to just fly all over the place when I add the ice. So a quick little sprinkle with soda ash just for good measure. I don't know if it's necessary, but since this is going to be an ice dye and a muck dye, there's going to be so much fluid, I figure why not, just in case. I cleaned out the freezer with this one. I ended up using 2 bags of ice and just some miscellaneous odds and ends I had sitting in a bowl. It took a lot of ice. Once the ice melts, then you can start watching the clock. It needs to batch for at least 24 hours. I usually go 48 hours. Since this hoodie is so thick and massive, I actually let it go for 3 days. That bottle that you see sitting on top of it, I set that there because it started to float, so I filled up one of my dye bottles with water and just set it right on top. That muck water going down the drain was so beautiful. What an absolutely gorgeous color. So now that the item is done batching, it's time for the rinse out. And as always, we start by using cold water. We do that to stop any soda ash process that might still be going on within the fabric. And then we gradually increase the water up to hot. You want to rinse until the water runs clear. From here, it's going to go into the washing machine. I like to do a hot water cycle. Then I do a second hot water cycle using textile detergent, the Synthropol from Dharma. And then I do a third hot water cycle using Mill Soft, and that's also from Dharma. And that brings softness back into the fabric. And then we dry it and we see our results. I love muck dyeing, but by looking at all that water, wouldn't you think that this would just be one solid color? But look at all the contrast we got because we made sure that we tied it nice and snug. So here it is, guys. Here's our hoodie after it's been washed and dried, and I think it turned out absolutely fantastic. One side is definitely darker than the other side, and that's because that's where we actually placed the dye. The other side was down sitting in the muck. And I want to say one thing about the muck. You want to leave it alone. There's a tendency for us to want to panic. We see all that dark water and think, oh no, what's happening? Just trust the muck. Don't touch it, don't mess with it, don't move it. Let it be, let it ride. That's how we get such beautiful results. What do you guys think? Go ahead and leave me some comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to my new growing channel, give me a thumbs up, and click the bell for future notifications. And remember, have fun tie-dyeing.